I think it's pretty awesome. I like the color. It belongs to Joe, and Steven gives him a little bit of stuff about it. You know, it's kind of, what do you call it?
The pickle truck?
The pickle truck. Okay, so let's talk about cars, Steven. Let's go back to circa 1976, 1977.
The bomber?
Can you tell the story of how that, what was that and how did it come to
I
be?
have no idea what you're talking about, Tom.
Well, come on
I
now.
can neither confirm nor deny those allegations.
He is not talking about the car coming from the ramp. We ain't talking about that car with the cactus in it. We're not talking about that car.
We will talk about, this will be totally allegedly, like it's an old Pearsall tale that this happened at one time, that there was this young man and he had this car.
Oh, that legend.
Yeah.
There was a Chevelle. I think it was a 67 Chevelle, wasn't it? You know, all of these guys are complicit because the star got painted on at your gas station.
You gotta do something while
The
you're
skull
working.
and crossbones got painted on in your yard.
And the stickers, well, the Exxon on the side.
The Starsky and Hutch
Starsky
drivers.
and Hutch, you were one of those NASCARs, Exxon on the side, the stickers.
Did I ever tell y'all that we got pulled over for the stars on the doors?
My wife's calling.
It's actually Puskett. Here, you answer.
Tell her my wife's number, man. That's her call. Johnny Canada's show.
So the city cops pulled you over or the DPS?
Sure.
Probably both.
For the star.
You're imitating a police officer.
With all that other stuff on that car.
Like skull and crossbones didn't bother me.
So this car had stickers and paint emblems and stuff from the front bumper to the rear bumper. Was that a 2-door or a 4-door?
Yeah, it was a 4-door. That's the only thing that
4-door
kept it from being
67
cool.
Chevelle.
If it was a 2-door, we probably wouldn't be painting it with all that shit. But it was a 4-door.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Relax,
anyway, Todd, I'm going to tell you a painting method. If you ever want to paint a car that Mr. Winfield taught me. I said, you know, a skull and crossbones will look really cool on this hood. And he agreed, of course. I mean, who wouldn't agree?
Especially since it's your car.
Right? He's probably thinking it looked better on your car than on mine. But anyway, I said, well, I can draw it, but I don't know how we're going to paint it on here. I said, oh, that's no problem. So I drew it out to fit the hood perfect. How did we paint it? You remember?
No.
He went inside and got some freaking Crisco.
That's right. That's exactly
And he said,
right.
look, just smear Crisco on the part that you don't want the spray paint to hit.
It'll work.
It'll work.
That is, yep.
It's like when you paint a compressor or something, you put grease on the face of the gauges, paint away, and just wipe it off.
You know why he used Crisco, right?
Yeah.
Run it back. Run it backwards.
It'll still be there. It'll just be beep, beep, beep. You'll get the idea.
Yeah, I remember that.
So did that car have a name?
My car had the
ghetto
little
car.
whiskey dispenser.
Ghetto car.
Yeah, that
Remember
was
that?
the best invention ever. What was that, a Cutlass? Or no, was
No,
that
it
your
was
El
a
Camino?
it was a Malibu.
Malibu.
Your white car?
White car.
My white car?
Yeah.
It had that little
was the
whiskey
first one.
dispenser. That
was
thing
the high
worked
school
really
car.
tight, man.
He diverted the windshield wiper dispenser to the glove compartment. So
Yeah.
the cops would stop you. They're not going to look in your glove compartment. Nah, we don't have anything. Maybe some empty cups, whatever. As soon as the cops pull up, open the glove compartment, and that's your little bar right
There's a little
there.
hose sticking out.
Yeah.
And it had a switch there. Toggle switch.
What was on
You
it?
hit it. Man. Well, you take your water where you normally put windshield water, the water in the windshield.
I remember
Pour
that
whiskey
now.
in there. Remember that?
Yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Need a drink.
Need a
And
drink.
usually a ZZ
Well,
Top 8 track in the
Yeah.
player.
That's what happens.
Fandango.
Well, either in the player or strung out on the floorboard.
Yeah.
I hated 8-tracks.
Yeah, 8 tracks. They didn't last.
Yeah, give me the paper, man. And hold it, John. Stick it in the side of the paper, man. Pick it up, man. We can listen to a big 10-inch, another one, ACDC.
Yeah, you have to
Aerosmith,
fold up a
man.
piece of.
With the paper, man. Here, what?
Yeah,
No, don't
because
worry about it.
if
Stick it
your
right
8 track was tilted, it wouldn't run. tilted
two
this
folds,
way.
not 3. You
You
folded
take
too many.
a piece
Just
of
2
paper,
folds.
fold it 4 times,
Yep.
put it under a certain spot, and it'd play.
And if it almost got 8, but not quite, and it had that loop, you could do that thing where you pull it,
Yeah, you take
pull it,
Yeah.
and it would pop back up in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I never did know which was more effective, the glove compartment open bar, because the cops never found that. But in the ghetto car, equally effective was there was no floorboard on the passenger side in the front.
Yeah.
So when you're seeing the lights behind you, you start chunking shit all under you.
So where did Sid put his feet?
You had some frame.
Yeah.
You had some frame.
But there was just a big hole, right?
It was like
there.
a,
It's like a
the
hole
passenger
right there.
side was like a Flintstone
Remember
car.
we picked up Joe Viesca one time on the way to school or from band or something. Hey, you want to ride, Joe? Sure. So he gets in there, and remember that back road to the high school? It
Yeah.
was just a dirt road, and if it rained any, there was a big
Big
honking mud hole there. And we hit that thing about 40 miles an hour, and Joe had to go home and redress before he could go to
He didn't
school.
want another ride. No, it's okay.
Yeah,
no more ride.
not in the front seat anyway.
Remember the time we told Joe, we was just dicking around and just kind of ad-libbed it, but we were standing out by the Coke machine, and I told Steve, I'm like, hey bud, you get it done? Like, yeah, it's set to go off in about 30 minutes. Joe, and we did it right in front of Joe. He's like, hey, what are y'all doing? Oh, nothing, Joe. No, nothing. And it's like,
You know,
what are
the
y'all
kind of
talking
shit
about?
where FBI would be coming down on
Oh
us now.
shit! Nowadays we'd be in prison. So it's like, did y'all plant a bomb? No, Joe, we didn't do that. So we kept going, a little bit, and finally, I was like, look, Joe, I want to get out of class in about 20 minutes. It's just gonna go off. He went and told him. So.
Oh God.
20 minutes later, Chuck Winfield, Stephen Williams come to the office.
Which y'all set off.
We didn't set anything off. We just made the shit up.
Oh.
So Joe would get up and
Yeah.
leave class.
Yeah.
Until there's a bomb.
Yeah.
So then when Joe came here and told me, y'all said there was a bomb going to go off. You can't be doing that shit, man. It ain't cool.
Yeah, bend over. Let me give you another one.
So the
was that, man.
last story about the car. Back to the car. There's one part more I want to get in here. I was telling Carrie on the way down here about the night you were at Circle K, and I don't know if you remember this, Stephen. You were in pretty bad shape,
You sleep?
and I had
Narrow
pulled
down
up.
the date any time, but
that's,
go
What?
that's most of the
This is
time.
all just a legend. This
Right.
is just a tale. But I wasn't exactly cold sober, but I was in a lot better shape than you, right?
Still doesn't narrow it down much.
So I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
try to help you get home, and right then the city cop pulled up. What's going on, boys? And I don't really remember how it all came down. And now I told Carrie that the clutch was out in that car, but now that I think about it, I think it was the starter. It was either the clutch or the starter.
On the ghetto car?
Yeah.
It would have been the starter.
So the cop agreed that if I drove you home, it would be all right. We'd get you home. So okay. So he actually helped us push that car across the Circle K parking lot and get it going, and off we went. And I took you home. I had to walk back to Circle K. Do you have any recollection of that? None whatsoever?
No.
Well, we talked about it after, but I'm not surprised you don't even remember the event.
I do remember one time I went in there and I had a button-down shirt on entirely backwards and inside out. And I don't remember who the little cash register lady was, but she's like, you might want to take a look at how you're dressing. And, oh, shit, sorry. Remember that time we went into Circle K and conned that little girl working there into selling us beer at,
Yes.
what was it, 1 o'clock on Friday, because at the time you couldn't buy beer past midnight, except on Friday you could buy it at Saturday you could buy it at 1 o'clock, right? So we went in there, this is before they chained that shit up. Now they chain that stuff up. But we went in there, grabbed a couple six-pack, and she's like, no. What do you mean, no?
It's Saturday.
Well, yes, but it was Friday night,
Right.
So she's like, we can't sell beer after midnight on Friday. And Genius over here, he's like, after midnight on Friday is Saturday. You can sell beer till 1 on Saturday, can't you? And she's like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Not long after I
He's
met,
a multi-millionaire now. He thinks on his feet like
Yeah,
that.
he's outside the box,
Uh-huh.
man.
there were ways to get beer. Chuck knew of a place, and we would pull up there.
Frostos, man.
Yeah.
Is that the name of it?
Frostos,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
That's
across
what
the
I'm calling
tracks.
Yeah, man.
Little
you could be
bitty,
8
man,
years
it was
old and buy beer. They
understood.
didn't care the number on your on your birthday
Look at
doesn't
him.
matter.
He talks
The
Spanish
number
like a
on the
Mexican.
dollar bill that matters
Those six
to them.
packs. Oh, si, senor.
Yeah.
If you were 4 years old,
If you could put the
scrounge
money
up-
on the counter,
it
it was
reach
good.
the counter, you're old enough
Yeah,
to buy
you're good
beer.
to go, man.
Now, Steven.
Now, back then, a 6-pack of beer was normally
99
99
cents.
cents.
Oh, Milwaukee. Oh no, Milwaukee's best.
Best.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Best
Now,
at
if you
Robertson
bought it
grocery
at
store.
Fausto's, it was a good $5.
Hell, you
Yeah,
know.
that was the
That was the good shit.
surcharge. That was the
what
underage
my
surcharge.
son always he puts this line on me. Pop, that's just the cost of doing business right there.
Yeah.